It fits in your palm. Cool glass. A galaxy of light beneath your fingertip. You ask it a question, and an answer appears. Instant, effortless, almost magic. This is the surface of the modern world. Smooth, bright, clean. But every surface has an underside. 2,000 miles away, beneath the Democratic Republic of Congo, the light does not reach. Here, men and children claw at the ground by hand, swallowed by tunnels that collapse without warning. They are digging for cobalt, the gray metal that keeps your battery alive. No safety, no wage worth the name, only the digging and the dark. The DRC holds roughly 70% of the world's cobalt, and the future we are building, the data centers, the algorithms, the artificial intelligence we are told will save us, cannot exist without it. Every model that learns, every chip that thinks, all of it runs on this. So look again at the device in your hand and understand what it costs, what is buried, and who is buried to power the machines we call the future. This is the cobalt blood. The cobalt leaves the earth, but its journey is far from over. From the mud of the mines, it enters a machine that does not care about human life, only about supply and demand. Welcome to the speculative web. Cobalt is not priced where it is dug. Its value is decided far from the tunnels, in boardrooms, in supply contracts signed years in advance, and in government decrees that can freeze a nation's exports overnight. A handful of mining and refining giants, in the states behind them, decide what this metal is worth. One country alone refines roughly 4 out of every 5 tons of the world's cobalt. Whoever holds that choke point holds a piece of the digital future. This is the financial side of the cobalt blood. The companies building our AI rarely own the mines. They don't need to. They lock in supply years in advance, securing the batteries that run our devices and the backup power humming beneath our data centers, before the metal ever leaves the ground. And they price out anyone who can't. The silicon brain has owners, and they sit very far from the Congo. But here is the cruelty the market does not advertise. The people at the source lose in every direction. When prices climb, the tunnels are pushed deeper and the risk multiplies. When prices collapse, as they did when the market was flooded, wages vanish. Mines shut their gates, and the diggers are simply discarded. Boom or bust, the artisanal miner is the shock absorber for everyone else's profit. The market calls this supply chain optimization. For the people at the source, it is just the tightening of the noose. The more intelligent our machines become, the more invisible their human cost becomes. We are not only building a digital future, we are deciding who pays for it, and it was never going to be us. How does a ton of rock, dug by hand in the DRC, become a sleek component in a server humming in a data center half a world away? The answer lies in a logistical web so opaque that the opacity itself is the product. This is the logistics of extraction. The moment the cobalt is bagged, it disappears into a chain of traders, intermediaries, and subcontractors. Most of it flows to a single destination, China, where it is processed, refined, and blended. And blending is the magic trick. Once ore from a hand-dug pit is melted into the same stream as industrial output, its origin is gone. The metal that leaves the refinery carries no memory of the hands that dug it. Conflict cobalt and clean cobalt come out the other side identical. The industry will tell you this is solved. There are tracing schemes, audit programs, certificates of origin, a coming battery passport. On paper, every kilogram is accounted for. But the audits are run on the smelters that buy the already blended material. And time and again, tainted supply has slipped through layers of middlemen and passed those audits clean. The systems are real. They are also gameable, and everyone who matters knows it. So notice what is actually missing from this chain. Not the metal is tracked obsessively. What goes missing is the person. We can tell you a server's power draw to the exact watt. We cannot, or will not, tell you whose back broke to dig the cobalt inside it. The machine is fed, the supply chain is optimized, and the truth is buried, not by accident, but under layer after deliberate layer of logistics. We have followed the metal from the mud, through the dark logistics of the supply chain, to the sterile racks of the data centers. We have counted the market prices and the dividends. But we have avoided the only question that matters: is the intelligence we are building worth the price someone else is paying for it? Every model, every automated answer, every feat of computation is a testament to human ingenuity. It is also a monument to a cost we have agreed not to see. We are building a digital future on the backs of a workforce erased from our screens. And we have grown very good at not looking. But here the story turns, and not the way you'd expect. The industry already has an answer to the cobalt blood, and it is not justice. It is substitution. Battery makers are engineering cobalt out. Cheaper chemistries, cobalt-free cells, now the majority of what the world builds. And that should trouble us more than it comforts us. Because removing cobalt does not lift the digger out of the pit. It only removes our reason to care that he is in it. When the metal loses its value, the people who dug it do not become free. They become disposable. And the hunger does not end with cobalt. The machines still need power, copper, water, land. And that hunger is only growing. We solve one extraction by opening the next. So here's the real choice. Not can we build a silicon brain without the cobalt blood? We probably can. The choice is what clean will mean. That we finally fix the harm, or merely that we made it invisible. That we change the conditions, or just change the recipe. The machines are learning. They are trained on what we do, not what we say. One day the systems we are building will be able to read their own history, and they will see exactly which one we chose. We taught them to be intelligent. The open question is whether we ever showed them how to be humane. Before we hand them the future, we should decide whether it is a future worth keeping.